Good morning, Knicks Nation. Welcome back to Knicks Media. And man, we got a lot to talk about today because we heard from the NBA refs admitting to be absolutely wrong about the call last night that costed the New York Knicks the game. Now, I'm not someone that likes to harp on things and harp on the refs and blaming everything about the refs and all that, but this is a different animal. I have never seen something like this in my life as being an NBA basketball, not let alone a Knicks fan, but an NBA basketball fan. Like, that was a call that costed the Knicks the game. Okay? Now, some people are like, yeah, well, who knows what would have happened in overtime? You can't decide a game that way in the NBA. I know there's 82 total games and one game might not mean a lot, but that's not true. Every game matters in this league, especially when you look at the Eastern Conference standings, and the Knicks are really trying to get into the, top 4, even top 3 seed. I cannot believe that the NBA did what they did last night. And now they openly admit it. And I'm happy that they have this report, by the way, because, man, if they went back and looked at the tape and doubled down and say, like, it was not a foul, I would have lost my mind even more. So let's read what Ed Malloy had to say, okay, about this abomination of a call that costed the New York Knicks the game. So here's the pool report on the final play of the New York Knicks at Houston Rockets game. The pool report interview was conducted by Fred Katz of The Athletic with crew chief Ed Malloy following tonight's Knicks at Rockets game. So let's read it together. Question: why was there a shooting foul called on Jalen Brunson against Aaron Holiday on the Rockets' final possession of the game? Malloy responds, in live action, it was felt that the lower body contact was illegal contact. Question, follow-up, after seeing the replay, do officials believe it was the correct call? And Ed Malloy says, after seeing it during post-game review, the offensive player was able to return to a normal playing position on the floor. The contact, which occurred after the release of the ball, therefore is incidental and marginal to the shot attempt and should not have been called. Shouldn't have been called. Are you kidding me? This is a really bad look for the NBA. I'm sorry to tell you guys this. I don't want to keep harping on this, and I'm going to get this out of the way in this live show, and then we'll turn the page and go focus on the Orlando Magic and focus on the rest of the season and the All-Star break and getting healthy. And I know that last night's game is not going to really, matter in the bigger picture of things because the New York Knicks season isn't over because of last night's loss. But it just really brings to the surface a problem in the NBA. And it's driving me nuts, okay? And any NFL fans out there know that this is a problem in the NFL. The refs just decide games. And there's even more conspiracy theories about the Vegas odds, like, oh, well, do somebody have these? I don't know. I'm not going to get into that speculation about the betting odds. I really don't want to go there and say, oh, well, the Rockets, if the spread, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go into that. But what I am going to go into is that the Knicks-Rockets game last night was a really good basketball game. That was one of the most entertaining Knicks games I've watched in a while in terms of being, down, fighting all the way back, tying it up. Rockets go on another run. The Knicks got to claw their way back. Brunson hits the clutch shot to tie it up. And the fact that that had to end the way that it did is an absolute abomination, which is why I had to go live today to kind of talk about it. I know I went on a little rant last night about it. I kept my composure as best as I could. I didn't want to rant and scream and yell and curse at you guys last night. But I thought, you know what? After seeing the NBA refs admit their defeat, it's time to go live and kind of break this down. So, folks, welcome to the show. My name is Richie. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Hit that like button on your way in. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, whether you're watching us live on Twitter or watching us live on Instagram. I genuinely appreciate, or YouTube. I genuinely appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning into the show here. My name is Richie, and we're talking about the New York Knicks getting hosed by the NBA refs because I've never seen a play like this in my life. Can you imagine this is the playoffs? This is where the NBA has to figure it out because how can that not be reviewable? If it's at the last literal second of the NBA game, and they're going to the review to see if the foul occurred before the clock ran out, why can't you make sure it's a foul in the first place? Is it because Tibbs didn't have a challenge? That's what it is? Why can't that be the case? And I'm sorry, I don't want to make it seem like I'm on here and I'm whining and we're harping on something that's out of our control, but this is a big deal. Even ESPN and the national media is talking about this story because it's just not a good look for the NBA. And yes, humans make mistakes, okay? They're not perfect human beings. But another thing, let's not forget that the officiating was atrocious all game. What was that call? A blocking foul on Jalen Brunson when Dillon Brooks literally lowered his shoulder. You call it on Jalen Brunson? That was a clear offensive foul. Okay, there are so many examples. And then you look at the free throw attempts. The Knicks are one of the best teams in the NBA at getting to the free throw line because they are to paint, they draw fouls. That's what they're known for. And they got a lot of points in the paint last night. But the Rockets had double the amount of free throw attempts. All game long, the Knicks were frustrated with the referees. It was weird. Like I don't know what the reason for it was. I don't know why the refs just had something against the Knicks last night. But that was like the final call of the game is a reflection of the entire game because there was a lot of missed blown opportunities. How about that travel late in the game as well that wasn't called? I mean, you can go on and on and on. And now the Knicks are catch themselves in a 3-game skid. Donte DiVincenzo all of a sudden has a hamstring injury. I don't know the severity of it, but someone that's dealing with a hamstring injury, 1 game left before All-Star break, I'd have to assume that they're not going to play him against the Magic. How are we going to beat the Magic without Donte DiVincenzo? Because Jalen Brunson is going to have to put up 50 points if that's the case. Or Bojan Bogdanovic is going to have to light it up off the bench or something. I mean, shout out to Josh Hart. He actually had one of his better offensive games last night. And that was the frustrating thing about last night because in my post game, I couldn't even get into the game, get into what happened on the court, right? Like what happened in terms of the box score, who looked good, who didn't look good, right? Like Precious Achiuwa had a really good game. Precious Achiuwa dominated the glass, the offensive glass, had 3 blocks, had 17 rebounds, okay? Josh Hart had one of his better games of the season in terms of the offense. 17 points for Josh Hart on 11 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals. Donte DiVincenzo played 40 minutes. I mean, the minutes are definitely concerning, and a lot of it has to do with the injuries. What I don't understand, and this is my fear. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This was my biggest fear of the trade that the Knicks make for Alec Burks, because Alec Burks looked trash last night. Let's be honest with ourselves, folks. Wow, did Alec Burks look bad? Why did Deuce McBride get 5 minutes last night? 5 minutes. That I don't like. Deuce McBride has been a big reason why the Knicks have been winning these past few weeks. Ever since the trade, the OG Anunoby trade, Deuce McBride was plugged in. Now it seems like Tibbs is going to Burks at the backup point guard spot, which I don't know if I agree with. Alec Burks 1 for 8, putting up brick after brick after brick. Now Bojan Bogdanovic, he had a big game. In the fourth quarter, the Knicks needed offense, and he showed up, hit clutch shots, missed a few open shots that he needed them to hit, but at the end of the day, 7 for 13, 15 points off the bench in 23 minutes. That's all you want from Bojan. But McBride to get 5 minutes when we're this injured is concerning me. Why is Deuce getting 5 minutes off the bench when we still have all these injuries? When Dante's getting 40 minutes and he had to leave the game, so he would have had more than 40 minutes if he didn't tweak his hamstring. Jalen Brunson, 38 minutes coming off an ankle injury. Josh Hart, 42 minutes. Precious, 38 minutes. So we're just trying to stay afloat here until we can get healthy, hopefully after the All-Star break, bro. And Deuce was playing well in his limited time. Exactly, Keith. He was 2 for 2. Didn't miss. Did not miss. Rangers Central, what's up, man? 12 free throw attempts for the 12 free throw attempts for the Knicks and 32 for Houston. It's obvious this was one-sided. Absolutely. And that's the crazy thing about this this call at the end of the game. That's not the only bad call. The calls were atrocious all game long. All game long. You're like, what is happening? John says, enough of this anti-New York garbage that has gone on for years. The refs are not more important than the fans. Without the fan support, there won't be an NBA. Protest, protest, protest. Things have to change. I agree, man. I agree, John. That was BS. I believe they wanted us to lose. At one point, it was like 11 fouls called on us and only 2 on them. Facts, bro. Facts. This is where officials need to face repercussions, whether it's a fine or losing games. It's garbage that they get off the hook, but players can't say anything bad. Yeah, I mean, you listen to Tom Thibodeau post-game and Jalen Brunson. They're both like, yep, great calls. Great calls, because they don't want to get fined. I mean, if they voiced exactly how they felt, they would have got fined. So Tibbs and Brunson were smart about it. And how about Tibbs picking up his first technical foul of the season, which is wild that it's only his first. Corey, Richie, I was not happy with the call. It hurt me to my heart. That ref should be fired, bro. Absolutely agree. That was the issue when Burks was here last time. We complained Tibbs only plays his faves. Yeah, I mean, Burks, I think we're gonna realize, guys, it's either he's hot or he's ice cold. When he's cold, it's bad. I mean, he was putting up brick after brick. He did the one shot he hit was a big shot, right? I mean, he was 1 for 8, but the one shot he did hit, Alec Burks, in his defense, was a contested shot in the corner. The Knicks were down by 5 after Brooks hit a 3, and he answered, and the Knicks got a stop, and then that's when Brunson hit that game-tying step back. So, it's frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. That was the first time the Knicks lost, by the way, all season against a opponent below 500, just so you know. There also needs to be heat on the head of officiating and Adam Silver. Absolutely. Like, my biggest thing about this in terms of, like, the refs admitting to make the wrong call, does that even do anything? What's next? You can't change you can't, like, go out there and be like, okay, let's bring the Knicks back to Houston and let's do an overtime period to decide this game. It doesn't matter. In the grand scheme of things, unfortunately, the refs admitting that they were wrong doesn't even matter because it doesn't impact anything other than just like being transparent. Be like, yep, we made a mistake. What hurts more is that we're in the middle of a battle for second and third. Cavs finally lost last night and Bucks won. These games are starting to count already. Yeah, I mean, if we won last night, bro, that would have been massive. With the Cavaliers finally losing, bro, we would have got a game up on them. The Cavs are red hot. Shout out to the 76ers. And the Sixers are right below us, by the way. The Sixers are like, let me double check the standings. It's not like we're that much ahead of the Sixers. Yeah, we're a half game above the Sixers, okay? Sixers have won 2 in a row without Joel Embiid still. The Knicks lost 3 straight, but we're still the 4th seed, okay? It's going to be a battle. 1 through 5 is going to be a battle. I mean, there's a lot of time left, of course. The Magic can creep their way in, and the Pacers. And the Heat can get hot whenever, even though they're playing really bad basketball as of late. But we saw any NBA team can get scorching hot. The Cavaliers won like 16 of 17. The Knicks won 9 in a row. Like, it's really going to come down to who gets hot late in the season. And hopefully that is the New York Knicks when we get fully healthy. We were robbed. Yes, we were. Maybe the NBA can let us go over the salary cap a little in the future. I hope. That's not happening. Refs need to be held accountable the same way the players are. Start fining the refs for blown calls. They should be fined. Like, where's the accountability with the refs? You feel me? Like, what's going to happen? Are they going to get a little slap on the wrist? Like, what's going to happen? Everything is closed in the snow. I need a haircut. Yeah. How about the snow? Finally, the winter. Richie, refs are not perfect, but the consistency of the calls have to be equally better on both sides of the court. Couldn't agree more, Corey. Couldn't agree more. That was such a lopsided calling game. And again, it wasn't like it was a fair called game all the way to the end and they missed one call. It was a consistent, bad call, bro. Gosh. I don't know, man. I'm pissed. I'm pissed right now. And Knicks fans, let me know how pissed you are in the chat because I know it's just one game. But, like, I'm still at a loss for words, bro. I'm still at a loss for words. But, hey, it's a snow day and we're all chilling here together. How about that? Guys, don't forget to smash that like button on your way into the show. I greatly appreciate that, man. Really do appreciate all the support on the channel. Definitely don't want to be live talking about this, but we have to because it's the trending topic. The trending topic around the NBA. A call like that is what turns the general sports fan away from the NBA. It's why there are conspiracy theories, lopsided class, but then that call looks pretty suspicious. Yeah, I mean, this is what really lopsides. This is like something that raises people's like thought process on the NBA in general, man. I couldn't agree more, and it's so sad. So freaking sad. But hey, what are you going to do, Knicks fans? What else are we going to do? We're just going to keep hoping that the refs don't get involved in the future. That's really what it comes down to. That's really what it comes down to. Now, guys, as you know, we do have a proud sponsor of this stream. This show is being brought to you by and powered by BetUS Sportsbook. If you guys want to get a 125% sign-up bonus, don't forget to click that link down below in the description to open an account today and get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first deposit up to $2,500, 24/7 hour customer service, and much more. I want to go over the odds for the Knicks to make the NBA Finals, and I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts of these odds because the Knicks are at plus 700 to make the Finals. This is to win the East. So they are 1, 2... Wow. So the Knicks have the third best odds in the East to make the NBA Finals. What is your guys' thoughts of that? The third highest odds at plus 700. So the Celtics have the best odds. The Bucks have the second best odds. The Knicks have the third best odds, even though the Cavaliers are technically better than the Knicks right in this moment. The 76ers, I feel like, with the Joel Embiid injury really hurt their odds. But the Knicks have the third best odds. Now, do they have the championship winner? I'm curious if they do. Yes, they do. So the Knicks, to win the NBA Finals, are at plus 2,000. Okay. Plus 2,000 to win the NBA Finals. That's interesting. Now, it isn't organized where, like, so it's hard to do the math there. We got the Knicks are like the 7th or 8th most likely to win the NBA Finals, which is pretty interesting. Plus 2,000. Now, I know that it's hard to really, think about winning the NBA Finals right now, winning the East when we're trying to stay afloat. But I am just curious to see what Vegas has on the New York Knicks to go all the way and make a run in the postseason. So if you guys want to sprinkle some cash on anything to do with the NBA, definitely go consider clicking the link down below in the description and signing up for BetUS today. They are the proud sponsor of Knicks Media and will continue to be the proud sponsor of the channel throughout the rest of the season, going all through the NBA playoffs. So big time shout out to BetUS Sportsbook. We cannot thank them enough for powering this show, baby. All right, let's get into the chat. What are you guys talking about? Put continued heat on the NBA is what we can do. Not advocating any violence, obviously. Just use our voice. Hopefully our teams become stronger from this. Yeah, I mean, listen, adversity kind of really shows the character of teams. It really builds a mindset. It kind of shows you, okay, how can you respond? How can you... And we heard Tom Thibodeau talk about it yesterday as well. He said, with all the injuries that we're dealing with, this is a big test for the mental toughness of this team. Knicks had one of the worst first halves I could remember in a long time. Burks takes so many bad shots. Yeah, that first half last night was brutal to watch. I want to fight Dylan. Yo, me too. Bro, I couldn't stand Dylan Brooks. I couldn't stand that guy. Especially when he just kept shooting. Like, I'm not even kidding. When I was watching and I saw Dylan Brooks shoot the three in my head, I'm like, that's missed. And he kept hitting it. He kept hitting it, bro. I'm like, bro, Dylan Brooks, chill out, bro. I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, listen, man, as much as we all hate Dylan Brooks, I do got to give him credit because he definitely got to Jalen Brunson on the defensive end, and he played hard. I mean, I'm not a fan of him. I think he's a freaking... he's one of those players that you just hate because for obvious reasons. My man. Hill says, yo, Rich, we need some new Knicks merch. JB11 shirt. Well, guess what? We do have some Knicks media merch on the way. So it's cool that you say this, my friend. We are excited to announce, now that it's not available yet, but the New York Knicks media merch is on the way, and it's going to include Jalen Brunson merch. It's going to include all that you need. So stay tuned, my friend. Stay tuned. Knicks merch is on the way. Knicks fans deserve to be repping our guys. Let's go. Richie, it's the up and downs on the league, bro. Don't let it get to you down. Love you, bro, always. I love you too, Corey. I'm not going to let it get to me too much. Or am I? That kept leaving him open. Too much dribbling in the paint. Yeah, bro. They kept doubling in the paint, and they sprayed it out to Brooks, and he kept cashing it. I can't believe we let that trash bag Brooks score. Bro thinks he's Curry. I couldn't stand him, bro. Literally. There's so many players like that in the NBA that you just hate like that. But that's their style. Like, they embody the villain role so well, and that's Dylan Brooks. Knicks 0-3 since that Brunson and Hart podcast last Thursday. Need a win on Wednesday, or they're going to have to cut that roommate podcast off. I'm not going to lie. I thought the same exact thing. Instant replay is your friend. Use it as a guide, officials. 100%. 100%, bro. My uncle just texted me about the Knicks. When's Randall and OG and others coming back? I keep hearing 3 weeks, but that was 2 weeks ago. Knicks are blowing the season. Oh, no. My uncle's fed up right now. DeMarcus Cousins would be a great fit for us right now. Better than Taj. Oh, my God. Taj Gibson. I couldn't take watching that guy. I got to respond to my uncle. I'm saying hoping soon after All-Star break, which is this weekend. Must get healthy. Mama, the uncles are out there fed up with this team. Can't blame them, right? Can't blame them. We're all fed up right now, bro. I'm fed up. Knicks Nation's fed up. I really can't wait till we're 100%. Bro, me too. 100% healthy. I have a lot of high expectations for this Knicks team. And we have to get fully healthy, but we also have to get, playing together. Get chemistry with one another. Need to win Wednesday, but honestly, with how these injuries are going, would you risk playing Brunson on Wednesday? Yeah, I mean, Brunson's playing. Brunson's playing. If Brunson was a little injured, no, he shouldn't play, but he's healthy. Brunson's playing. The question is Dante DiVincenzo. Dante's dealing with a hamstring. He's the one we should be talking about, not Jalen Brunson. Brunson can single-handedly lead the Knicks to a win, okay? He's that good. Let's not pretend that we can't, beat the Magic still with Brunson putting up 40 or 45 points, okay? Every game matters. And the Magic beat us twice, so we got to go beat those freaking Magic team. Cavs are the same team, but with Strus, so I'm not even worried about them. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way, but at the same time, I'm kind of catching myself. I don't want to get too cocky because just because we beat him in 5 last season doesn't mean it's going to happen again. I meant Dante, my bad. I was thinking of Brunson. Oh, all good, Albin. All good, bro. Yeah, I mean, I would not play Dante. Definitely not. Hamstrings are a tricky thing, and you do not want to push somebody through a hamstring. The glaring issue with these injuries is the center position. Too many offensive rebounds are being given away. I do got to give a shout out to Jericho Sims. I think he played pretty well last night. And Precious Achiuwa, bro, 8 on the glass. I don't think last night was the center issue. I think it was a lot of just lopsided calls and physicality. I mean, can we admit though, last night was a great basketball game just in terms of back and forth. The sequences was crazy. Sloppiness. There was a sequence that was wild. The ball was just being fumbled here, fumbled there, transition, steal. Josh Hart intercepts it, almost puts it in his own basket. The Knicks go down the court, miss, get blocked. I mean, it was crazy. Mitchell Robinson got 18 boards against them with 2 7-footers on him. That's how dominant Robinson is for us. Let them know, Batman the GOAT, because people are forgetting about Mitchell Robinson. I've been telling Knicks fans, let's stop forgetting about Big Meech. Will the league ever do anything for these bad calls by the refs? I know, I hate when I see something like this where, yeah, we admit to be wrong. Now, what's the repercussion? What's going to happen? Are you going to suspend a ref for a game? Are you going to, fine them? Are they going to, or is it just a slap on the wrist? Are there any updates on Dante's injuries? No, there's not. Richie, when will you do your next video after the All-Star break? I'm not sure. I am traveling this weekend. I am going to Miami for a business trip for my my own business that I've been building these past few months during All-Star break, but I'll be back. So don't worry. You'll be seeing me. I'm also going to be featured on Bleacher Report this weekend, folks. If you guys want to support your boy, I'll be on Bleacher Report talking Knicks Thursday at noon, and then on Monday as well. Tibbs is tibbing. Brunson was roughed up. Tibbs burning out the team. Toppin should be getting minutes. Yeah, I mean, the minutes distribution last night was definitely concerning me. No doubt about it. Any foul on the last minute should be automatically reviewed. Let alone last minute. How about last second? That was literally the last second. Unfortunately, we know what the game will be remembered for. Unfortunately, we do. Unfortunately, we do. Folks, do your boy a solid favor. If you did not already, don't forget to smash that like button on your way into the show. I greatly, greatly appreciate you guys, of course. Don't forget to smash that like button, man. I know we're a little frustrated as Knicks fans right in this moment. Rightfully so. We have every single right to be frustrated by this team. It's getting me pissed, man. It's getting me pissed because now the Knicks are 33-21. We're 2 games back from the 3rd seed, 3 games back from the 2 seed. Okay? We could have been 2 games back from the 2 seed. Oh, man. We won last night, bro. I wish we were able to. There was a part of me that was thinking to myself, bro, overtime in this game with another, overtime would have sucked in terms of, people getting more minutes. Tibbs, we got a bench, so I don't know why you can't really put the bench out. He is dependent on the starters. Yeah, I guess with the injuries, he really just depends on the starters way too much for my liking. No doubt about it. Way too much for all of our likings, if we're being honest with ourselves. We should go get Brooke Lopez. You mean Robin Lopez? Brooke Lopez is on the Bucks still, isn't he? Brooke Lopez? He's not available. I don't know, man. But you look at the rest of the Knicks schedule. Let's look at the schedule real quick. We got Orlando tomorrow night, and then it's the All-Star break, okay? But after the All-Star break, we got a mini homestand again. Oh, wow, we do got a lot of home games. So after the All-Star break, we're in Philadelphia Thursday, and then we have 4 home games in a row, starting with Boston, Detroit, New Orleans, Golden State. Golden State's playing better basketball as of late. And then we're in Cleveland. That's going to be a big game. And then we're on another 4-game home stretch. Atlanta, Orlando, Philadelphia, back-to-back. And then we're on the road. A little West Coast trip. In Portland, in Sacramento, in Golden State, in Denver, back home against the Nets, back home against the Pistons, on the road against Toronto, San Antonio, and then to finish off the season in April, a lot of away games. In Miami, at home against the Kings, back-to-back nights in Chicago, then at Milwaukee, at Chicago, at Boston, and then to finish off the season, 2 games at home, Nets and Bulls. So that's the rest of the Knicks schedule. I'm considering going on a little, I don't know if I'm doing this yet, guys, but there is a chance that I may travel for that West Coast trip. Because if I position myself, I could potentially go see the Knicks play in Sacramento and Golden State. That would be really cool. I don't know yet. I don't know if I want to do that, but just an idea. I gotta look at the information because I feel like that'll be a really fun trip. I traveled to the Knicks Heat game last year in the playoffs in Miami. Definitely regret it because that was the game the Knicks got absolutely killed. I think we're finishing the season 54-28. We got to go on another run, bro. We got to go on another run. We need size and defense. We got it. They're just not healthy. I'm still confident for the 4 seed. As long as we're healthy, we could play the Celtics in the second round, who we have to eventually beat anyways. Yeah, a 3rd seed is more ideal. Yeah, 3rd seed is more ideal. So, guys, don't forget to hit the like button. We're going to wrap up the show here. I want to go live for around 30 minutes to give you guys my thoughts of the NBA officials admitting that they were wrong about last night's call, which basically costed them the game. And I see people saying, oh, they didn't cost them the game. Like, they had to go to overtime. Well, they literally handed the W to the Rockets and not allowing the Knicks and the Rockets to go decide the game themselves in overtime. So, yes, the Knicks got robbed. And if you think anything otherwise, you don't know what you're talking about. It's that simple. So, folks, we're going to wrap up the show here. I appreciate you guys big time. We're going to be live on the channel tomorrow morning to preview the Knicks Magic game and preview the All-Star break. Tyler, Wardy NYM, will be joining me tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Stay warm. We got a lot of snow today. And stay safe out there. Stay safe. Are you going to travel with the Knicks? No, I don't have connection to travel with the Knicks, but I would love to travel and, like, go to the games on the road. I would love that because Knicks fans represent away games, and I'm actually considered doing it. So we shall see. I love you guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Your boy's out of here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, everybody, and let's go Knicks. Peace out, Oscar. Peace out, Corey. Peace out, everybody else in the chat.